This is the, I guess, former dam at Lost Lake over here in, I want to say it's Salem unit. You can see that old pipe down there in the bottom. I don't know what happened, but this used to be a lake apparently, and it has since been quote unquote lost. I wonder why. Another cool resource we have here in Missouri is the State Historical Society of Missouri's website, which gives you these manuscripts of individual names per county, of just definitions, and basically explains what these words meant behind the towns, behind the creeks, the furnaces, whatever. So right here in Dent County, we have Sligo. It shows that it's an old abandoned town northeast of Short Bend Township, and then so forth. And then you could go to Crawford County, and ironically, here's Sligo again. And this is where I originally found out how old the post office was to kind of date the rough time frame that the city was established. So that's another cool resource we have here in Missouri. A couple other things I wanted to show you guys that I got references for of this was, this is another, basically just a dam safety inspection, but in this case of whenever they inspected it, it doesn't have a date that I can see on it, but whenever they inspected this, I mean, it gave me the 26-foot tall completed date, its identity and who owned it, and confirmed that it's in the correct location. All that gave me great data for my overall long-term documentation of it. But then I also found this PhelpsCountyFocus.com, which Phelps is the next county to the west of Crawford and north of Dent, because this is in that little pocket of those three counties. This told me about the forest agents going and surveying it. I even tried to reach out to these people directly and never heard back, so I just ultimately kept moving forward without their specific direct communication to me on the subject. So I just had to refer to this article and loosely use the data from this to give you my documentation. But like I said, they witnessed beavers trying to rebuild the dam before it ultimately failed again and then dried out more significantly, which is wild. That said, it's just an interesting and peculiar little thing that's out there in the middle of nowhere that really brings you to a broader thing, being the railroad. And if you have the Onyx map that I shared, I mean, it just shows how broad this one little spot then can be over the course of arguably 3 counties plus, because it goes into Iron County too. So 4 counties right there are involved in this one little lake because the railroad made that lake that went through all 4 counties. Just wild. And then how population came up and then diminished in 40 years of this one little town because iron ran out. So it's just interesting, probably obscure to most history, but for me and my locality, it's very interesting to see the ebbs and flows of life, both on the front of nature, industry, and then just, I guess, overall how the land slowly changes, but then also stays the same. So that's the conclusion of my history here for Lost Lake. Have a good one, y'all.